Who will take over as the executive producer of the Riot MMO? This question has echoed in the minds of Riot MMO pre-fans since Ghostcrawler announced his departure from the project all the way back in March. But would it surprise you to know that he already had a replacement 3 months prior? In this video, I want to discuss who will be taking the helm as executive producer of the Riot MMO, their experience in the game industries and MMOs in particular, and what the transition may have looked like behind the scenes for Riot Games. Now, I could probably drag this out for 20 to 30 minutes, but let's get to the real question. Who is the new executive producer of the Riot MMO? And the answer is Vijay Thakar. Vijay Thakar took over as the EP of the Riot MMO back in January of 2023. Keep in mind, this was nearly 3 months before Greg Street even announced he would be stepping down. At the time of me making this video, he has been in the role for nearly 7 months already. Probably the perfect time to, I don't know, make an official announcement and maybe do an interview with one of the largest League of Legends content creators. Also, while we are on the topic, we have set up a bingo card for this interview and plan to have some fun over on my official Twitch channel the day that this massive interview drops. So make sure you're following me over there if you're not already, and join the Discord if you want to get notifications of when I go live. So that leads us into the next big question. Who is Vijay Thakar? Vijay's gaming career, as well as his MMORPG pedigree, starts all the way back in 2004 on the critically acclaimed sandbox MMORPG set in the Star Wars universe, Star Wars Galaxies. He would spend his time at Sony Online Entertainment as a full-stack engineer and would see to adding new features to the client and server for the base game, as well as the Jump to Lightspeed expansion. Star Wars Galaxies for me is one of my favorite old-school MMOs, given its amazing player housing, trade, and economy system. F's in chat though, as it is now shut down aside from a few active private servers. Now, after his time at Sony, he would join Ensemble Studios from 2006 to 2009. During his time at Ensemble, he would brush shoulders with Greg Street while working on Age of Empires. He was brought on initially for his MMO experience, while he would work on an unannounced and ultimately unreleased MMO that was rumored to be set in the Halo universe. After Ensemble, Vijay would hop around between a few different game studios, working on everything from Words with Friends, a mobile multiplayer word game, to other mobile games as a service at Jolly Company, which would eventually be acquired by our acquisitions gods over at Riot Games. And that brings us up to his experience with Riot Games and the future of the Riot MMORPG project. He initially started at Riot in 2016, working on an unannounced R&D title that eventually would turn into what we know now as League of Legends Wild Rift. After which, he would officially start on the Riot MMO as the technical director on April of 2021. This is shortly after Greg Street announced the title in December of 2020. Then, in January of this year, 3 months before Greg Street announced his departure, he would take over as executive producer on the Riot MMO, and then only announce it within this last week on LinkedIn for us to find out. Now, I could only be guessing as to how this may have looked internally, but normally in this kind of environment, one would help train and get their replacement comfortable in the role before they leave. Something I could imagine Greg Street doing in the 3-month layover between positions. This would also be pretty standard for Riot Games, as they're currently doing this exact same thing with their CEO position. There is a ton of change going on at Riot right now, and hopefully a lot of good news in the future for us to look forward to. Whether it's an interview with Vijay and Mark Yetter that is coming out this week over on Necrit's channel, or even the CEO shakeup transition that's going on. 2023 looks like a year of big changes for Riot Games and the Riot MMO RPG in particular. Personally, I need some time to think about Vijay taking over the reins of the MMO. Obviously, one person does not control the whole project, but I am curious to think about and especially hear from him directly what his vision is for the future of the Riot MMO. And hopefully we can hear some of that in his future interview. But what do you think we will learn about the Riot MMO in this future interview? Do you think someone with so much mobile experience is a great fit? Will his experience working on Star Wars Galaxies carry over into the Riot MMO? I don't know. But let me know down in the comments below, and I'll try to respond to each and every one of them. Thanks for watching. Just a quick short video to keep you guys updated. Make sure you smash the subscribe button. I will see you all in the next video. Peace.